Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Notice these small creeks have turned into raging rivers. Restaurants on the river shore. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Oh, and the ad, of course. There we go. See this swollen creek right in their backyard? Look at this swollen creek, bigger than the bridge. See the people's backyards? Oh, maybe not. All right, howdy folks, welcome back. See this swollen creek in their backyard right here? This is the stuff you guys got to watch out for. If you guys live near an old little creek, you have something like this running in your backyard, you might want to take precautions. All right, so starting off with that, let's come on over to the solar report. Howdy folks, welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Here we go. All right, January 25th, 2024. You can see our activity here on the sun. And I'll let that loop play for a minute for the trained eye there. Now, we also have this moving out, this event right there with that object. And then this slow motion event has an object right in here. And when we speed it up, you'll see that one a little clearer. So for the moment, there's that. Notice we got another big, huge white spire growing off of this part of the sun, pointing at something coming inbound. All right, so at the moment here, let's come around and catch the first frame. Opening frame right here. Let me just do a quick adjustment. There we go. All right, opening frame. You can see we have a CME underway already with a small little object right there. You can see we have this underway, the slow motion event, another one underway up here. And as we start to progress through this, You make out this one coming out right here. Has like a little moon with it or something. Okay, and then we got this little object coming out right over here, or going by. Now we have this V-shaped bow shock right here with a slower moving object, all right? This one's moving out slower than the solar wind is going past it. So it's passing it and making this V-shaped bow shock on the backside of it here. And you see the material flowing over it. When we're done here, I'm going to put it in motion and speed it up. You can make out our object right here at the very end. You can see the magnetic field that was around it tapering back. You can even see magnetic field lines crisscrossing back in here. Okay, I think that was it. A couple little strays shooting out of there. All right, now let me put this back into motion and speed it up now. Now watch this event right there while we're going a little faster there. See, you can clearly see that there was an object there and that the material is flowing around it, much like water in a river flows around a rock or, an object that would be, have a flow going around it. Much like fluid dynamics. I'm not saying space is water, but it's a lot like fluid dynamics here, where we have a flow going around an object, creating eddies, and its magnetic field creating the V-shaped bow shock. Okay, so we got different size objects coming out different angles at different speeds. Okay, so a lot of activity going on the sun today. So let's come on over now to the solar ham here. Come on up to our KP index here. Let me zoom in on this for you guys. It's important we see this tonight. Come on now. You can scoot over a little bit. There we go. And some of these lines out. There we go. All right, here's your box for today. Pretty active, and you can see going into tomorrow, we've already had 2 big old spikes. We could go take a peek at this if you want. Oh, you don't? Oh, well, we're going to go anyway. So hold on to this thought right there. We're going to take a peek. Come on now. We're going to take a peek there. Come back to me. We were trying to take a little peek into the future there for a second. Come on, Google. There it comes. The 20. Oh, they don't have the 26th up. Let me refresh this real quick. There it is. Now it turned blue. Let's take a peek at the future, shall we? All right. This event right there. Remember, I was just talking about this white spire. Bingo. Something just popped out of that region right there. All right. And then that is your 2 spikes right here already going into tomorrow. All right. So let's back out of this. All right. M flare potential 45% right now. That's probably about right. This X flare potential, 10%. We see this activity. It has kind of calmed down. You see how active it was the other day, but it mellowed out a little bit here. And it seemed to it's still down at the sea floor right here at the very end. So there still is that possibility there. January 26th. Tomorrow we have this G1 magnetic storm coming in, right? I'm going to show you the tracker here in a minute, and you're going to see how we're going to thread the eye of the needle here. Thankfully, because we don't need any more inbound energy hitting us. Okay, our KP index, nice and mild right now, kind of dropping back down. There's a little suppression event that happens right before our impact. Here you can see our auroras are nice and weak right now. Okay, that's good indication of our inbound event here. Let me open up the tracker now. Now, this is what I want to show you. Right here, they're not showing you. This is the latest one, but I'm going to open up this one here. Thank you for your patience with this, folks. All right, load up the little movie real quick. Okay, I want you to watch this one right up here and watch how these two waves come off and split right as they're about to hit us, and we go right in between the two waves. And what I want to try to do is capture this one frame, right? It's coming up right about there. All right, let me see. Oh, I can't zoom in, so what I'm going to do is a little scoot and push, and nip and tuck, and all that great stuff. Until you guys can see, maybe, right about there. There's a little gap in between this wave and this wave right there. A little hole, a little gap with a little hole in the middle of it. We are technically threading the eye of the needle right there. Thankfully, because if we were taking this on, right on the chin, or even the other half right here on the chin, it would not be good. But I kind of got it at this angle so you can see the little needle hole. There's a little hole, a little green hole right in there that we're going to go right through. And both of these CMEs are just going to graze us and go right by us. So, what a close call there. Two CMEs that are earthbound, and they just both barely glance us, one to the right, one to the left. And even here on this one, you can see, let me push back out now. Well, that it goes above us and below us a little bit as well. So there's one little gap left and right, and one little gap above and below, and we're squeezing right through the eye of the needle. It's amazing. That's God's handiwork right there. I think that's more like answered prayer right there. Now watch that sucker go right through the middle of the eye of the needle. Here, you know what? Let's do this one more time. All right, here it comes. Watch. We go right in between these two shock waves. All right. So we are going to get a glancing blow. It's not going to be like nice and Tyson knockout to the chin or anything. This is thankfully going to be a glancing blow due to hit a little bit right into the 26th, right in that time frame. Okay, so kind of dodged a bullet there, threading the eye of the needle there with two pretty healthy CMEs on either side. Neither one of which we could afford absorbing right now. And what happens? We split right through there. A little glancing blow, kind of from the southern, or from this lower one here. Okay, but not as bad as it could have been. Thankfully, something good to report. I like to have good news to report too. Okay, so there's that. We still have this big sunspot region, but it's rotating out of view now. Let's come on over to this. Oh, we gotta readjust here. Thank you for your patience with all this. And thank you for your time, too. You guys pick time out of your day to come over here. All right. Geomagnetic storm watch extended still. G1 class storm likely to hit January 6th or 26th. This one was fun. This is the street map of the sky. To understand the story, you have to understand how light pillars work, okay? You guys understand how light pillars work. Well, check this out. This is looking up. This is looking up at the sky, and these light pillars are are reflecting off the layer up in the sky. There's some particles up there. And what that is in the sky is the layout of the lights on the ground below. The city lights, the city light pillars reflecting up into the sky and finally making contact with a layer up there that has particles in it, illuminating it. And you can see that this is the city layout in the sky in light pillars. It was 25 degrees below zero in Zhovanskia, and light pillars were visible for several hours. They drew a map of the street lights in the sky. The display went on for hours as ice drifted through the frigid air. This gave Christensen an opportunity to do something unusual. He captured an all-night time lapse of the phenomena. Play the movie. Ooh. You guys want to see the movie? You don't? Well, here it goes anyway. Pretty interesting there. That's the layout of the town below, the city lights in the town below. Pretty cool. So if you ever see light pillars in your sky and you're looking at the pillar, look up too to see if it's doing anything up above. That's a pretty cool time lapse right there. That was a long one. All right, well, there was your little movie for that. So you can see the layout here of the town. Come on over here and check out this article if you want. You can see the layout up there. So pretty cool stuff happening because of the cold air that we're getting. All right, now moving on. Now, everybody, I want you guys to take a deep breath. Exhale out through your mouth, nice and slow. A lot of you know what you're looking at right now, okay? It's not looking good. Apparently, this black line was not a glitch. That was a stoppage. And it tried to start up again, and there's just hardly anything there. Today's magnetic field was very weak. I know some of you were in excruciating pain all day today. I was. And low energy. A lot of things come with this right here. This is supposed to be a green stripe going across like this. Here we were, staggering and stuttering and still spitting out a little bit. So now we're going tighter. Everybody take a deep breath. Out through your mouth. Very, very, very weak field right now. Good thing we're threading the eye of the needle, because if we took one on the chin right now when our magnetic field is this weak, I still have a feeling. I have a feeling even the glancing blow at this weak magnetic field would do quite a bit of well, let's just say chaos. All right, there we go. Let's leave it right there for a second. And note, it goes down through all bands. All right, the core and the shell around it are not rotating properly. They're not doing their job. They're not producing a strong magnetic field. All this inbound energy has caused that core to swell and has caused the shell around it to swell back down onto it. Since pressure isn't being released at the crust, all the pressure is building up and squeezing back down on the core. The core is slowing down. It's not spinning properly in its shell. It's not producing a strong magnetic field for this whole time right here. This is real. I wish I could get this angle from the side when I was standing up today and I was looking at this, I was off to the side in the room and I kind of looked across, and there around this dark line is a dark region. All right, you see this getting weak, going black, being weak and coming out of it. Then we have this right after it. That's what makes me think this is not a glitch at all. We have some serious issues with our magnetic field at this moment, as we speak, all day long today. Just sit there and let you guys kind of absorb that. Look at what, we're trying to come out of it. It's like chitty chitty bang bang, spitting and sputtering, trying to, use the last few drops of gas in the tank before the engine cuts out. Look at it, was spitting and sputtering back here. Pew! Went all the way down. Just creeping, barely putting out a Schumann resonance. That's our magnetic field. Come on over to the earthquakes now. Oh, wait, yeah, no, over to null school now. Sorry. Yeah. Everybody say a prayer for the earth. It's needing it. Okay, so here's your single main polar vortex now. Our subvortex weakening day by day. It's still there over America, but it's weakening. Excuse me. I'm going to take you a layer down real quick, a little bit lower than the polar vortex. And you can see that now our subvortex is not there. It has created a ridge, a bulge or whatever that is directing stuff down south and up this way. All right. We also have a new little vortex of its own going here. Don't know what's going on there. Anyways, let's come over to the main. Oh, wait. Come back here, you. I want all of this to turn regular colors. All right, back to the earth here. So we're down a layer. You can see how this is affecting our jets, or our middle layer, and how the middle layer affects the upper jet stream. As we look here at this west coast, we got stuff coming in, jumping up, it's this atmospheric river coming up into the Pacific Northwest and drawing stuff into the west coast. After it's done, it dips down into the south and draws up moisture. These cold storms dip down, bring cold air with it, suck up moisture, and then turn into this hot cocktail that's been served up to the East Coast over here. Okay, and this pattern has been kind of like this for a little while now, and it changes every time the polar vortex up here shifts and changes. We get a little change in our weather. Now look at this. This one has actually shrunk in size. It's not as broad, but it's more compact and more intense. It's all purple, really wide bands of purple, where before this band was a little narrower and we had a subvortex. The little subvortex that was over here, remember that we were reporting on before, that was spinning backwards and throwing stuff at the Mediterranean here, has stopped. It's now coming into line with the main vortex here. All right, so we no longer have a subvortex on this side anymore. Okay? That's not even one either. So other than our main vortex is just this weakening one up here. And when we go down a layer, you can see it's almost gone. So it seems to be weakening, but it still diverts the flow. These flow asymmetries, this fluid dynamics. Now we're talking about real water. There's water in the air. This is real fluid dynamics right here. When it splits up like that, it takes this cold air, mixes it with moist air. Boom, you get your storms. The storms drop down here, pick up more moist air. Wham. You can come around here. You can see that this flow dips way down here and comes right up at the UK and France. You can see this big split in the middle where it dips down to Africa. Look at this hot air coming up, mixing with this air coming down. And now you've got this hot cocktail. I mean, hot is a bad mixture. Okay, a hot cocktail being served up right here to Saudi Arabia, India, China. Gee, I wonder why. But look at that. They're about to get served up. Okay, while we're here, I want to come over here to the chemicals. We're going to go to SO2. We'll take away the wind. And our pressure is still about the same. 4.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, let's come around and look at America here. Our nation divided. Look at this big empty patch right here now. It used to be divided kind of like that. Now we got an empty patch right on the dividing part right here. This side still bleeding profusely. SO2 just spewing out of the ground. I don't know what's going on over here. Some weird readings coming off of this thing. Anyways, you can see some of these patches up here are dark. So there is still a lot of pressure down below, trying to push up the underside of the crust. Let's go over to Java real quick. The purple island of Java. Yeah. Let's take that 4.5 and bump it up to 5. We're experiencing some pressure. I see it now. Yeah. See this darker spot right up here? There's a lot of pressure in this region. It's trying to get out of there as best as it can. This is just above where we saw our earthquake swarm here in China. Right on, see the Gobi Desert's really compacted ground. So we don't have that leakage in here, but we do get it around the fringe of it. And that's where we were seeing our bigger earthquakes. And then what's just north of that, this earthquake swarm in this area, is this area pumping out a bunch of SO2. So there's a lot of pressure underneath this area. And this seems to be one of the main vents right here where it's coming out, or, you know, a bigger one where it's releasing a lot more pressure at least. Okay, with that, let's move on to the earthquakes real quick. Get this done. And we're just going to start off right here, 4.7 down at 532, and we are not in frame. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, 4.7 down at 532. That's your 5 to 5.2 energy at the surface, somewhere around there. We'll find out. Let's see. 5.1 right there, 34.9. Right next to it is another 5.1. So, hey, 5.1 energy at the surface. Close it up, please. Let's swing on over to this. 5.6 here at a depth of 27. Right next to it is a 4.5 down at 124. So that'd be a little stronger at the surface. And then, well, what's going on here? Isn't this where we're having all the issues with all the tankers and stuff? We got us a 5.4 off of Djibouti. There's 5.4 in your booty. 5.0 here for the turkeys. We got a 5.4 out here on Ascension Island on the our Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Yeah, and then to our spot here in China. Not so many earthquakes today as far as number, but we got a 5.3 right there. 4.2, 4.1, 4.4, 4.7, 4.5, and a 4.7. tight little grouping here of earthquakes. But right here at the top of the Gobi Desert, this is all that compacted area right there. And as soon as you get into this mountainous region, that's where you're seeing your SO2 leak from. And that's where we're seeing our weak spot now right there. I think the rest of this, let's go here. Our little weak spot here in Japan. Remember this place now, 4.5. It wasn't too long ago we had a big quake there. So weak spots are acting up a little bit. A few little mouse farts, 3.5. Let's come on down to America now. Here we go, 2.7 in Stanley, Idaho at a depth of 11. 2.7 in Auburn, Wyoming at a depth of 4. A 2.8 at Fort Bidwell, California. Here's my neck of the woods, 2.5 Virginia City, Nevada. And a 2.5 down here in Augusta, California. 2.7. And over here in New Mexico, 3.2. Coming down here, 4.3, 4.7, and a 4.5 all right here on the Cocos plate. That's perfect. That's the kind of energy we want to see, energy release we want to see in this region. Nothing too much bigger. Sorry. Let's come down here. This is a 5.0 here at our fulcrum point in South America here in Chile. Give me this one, please, Lord. There we go. 4.7 right here. And our new quake is a 4.6 down at 52 here at Vina del Mar. All right, so we got 5.1 energy rolling around the planet, releasing it all our little spots. Few new spots right here. That's a new diverse quake area. This one we've seen before, but finally some energy being released from the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. We need that. All righty, then come on over to the volcano maps. Suno CG, is this, come here. I think this is the 26th, 25th. All right, we'll go to. So here we are for the 25th. Suwanoshijima had an explosive thing today. Merapi. Where was the one? Semaru went off. Dukono, 9,000 feet. Popocatépetl, 21,000 feet. Santa Guido, Fuego, Reventador, 15,000 feet. Sabancaya, not much of a lit report today. What I want to do is see the 26th. Yeah, there we go. Since we're already into the 26th, look at this. Popocatépetl again, 20,000 feet. Reventador again, 15,000 feet. Sabancaya again. They don't have much to report on there. Where was the come here, you. Suwanoshijima, Merapi, Semaru, Dukono, Popocatépetl, there we go. Fuego, Reventador, Sabancaya, and that was it for that day. All right, well, maybe our activity is, I know the activity hasn't died down. There's still 28 active volcanoes. It doesn't look like they've listed a bunch of them for us today, but still all the same players to watch. Okay, we got these ones up here in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Oh, that's a terrible map. It's too small. All right, let's move on. Let's get to our weather forecast, get this out the way, and get to the spiritual report. Probably what you guys are waiting for anyways. You're like, screw all this solar stuff. Just get to the spiritual report. All right, let that loop play for a second while I take a sip here. Get ready. All right. Almost done there. Let her finish off. Actually, it looks kind of like it's clearing up a little bit. Okay, so current conditions right now, we still have this low pressure moving up through Indiana, Ohio, River Valley up there. Little chance of severe weather. You see it on the backside. Little chance of severe weather coming up off the coast there. And as we continue, here is a little bit of icing up here. This is the morning of the 26th now. With icing up there, still severe weather back behind it there in the Great Lakes region. Severe weather coming onto the shore right here in Louisiana, the morning hour 26. Okay, so they're going to be caught off guard a little bit. There's the noon time. We still got severe weather down here. We got snow up in Canada, icing in between these two zones. Then it moves on out there by convection. We still have some kind of convection going on here, Panhandle of Florida, back here in Oklahoma and Texas as well. But then by the nighttime, it kind of dissipates. It gathers strength in the morning again. Again, this is weird. This morning convection. Here we go. Tennessee, right where they just got hit before. Watch out. It's coming again. Drain your backyard and get ready to have it filled up again. So that's the morning of the 27th. The noon time right there. This is going to get a little nasty in this region right here. Then by the end of convection, it kind of straightens out a little bit, kind of weakens. We'll see. We have inbound energy coming right now at this juncture here. On the 27th, we're due for inbound energy, and we have no magnetic field or very weak magnetic field. So, ooh, look, this one's coming back here at least. What's that? 13 hertz is coming back a little bit. That's good. This is the one we want up there, though. So, anyways, back to where I was here. We got inbound energy coming at this point with a weak magnetic field. This could blossom from this. It could blossom even more. I have a feeling this might be a little more intense than what they're predicting there. All right. I pray I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I just have a feeling this has the opportunity for being a little more severe than what it looks. Now, as we go into the nighttime, it shows it dissipating, thankfully. We got this storm coming over here, too. This storm can be affected as well by this energy, all right? All storms around the earth. I'm just doing America's forecast here. Okay, back to the night of the 27th that dissipates. We go into the morning of the 28th, the noontime, convection. Look at all this offshore, thankfully. The nighttime into the morning of the 29th. Noon, convection, night, morning of the 30th. Noon, convection, night, morning of the 31st. Here we go. Morning of the 31st. Severe weather coming for Northern California. Already been hitting Vancouver, BC area this whole time. So morning of the 31st, noontime. Look, watch out the noon of the 31st here. Northern California coast up there. The whole coast. Boom. 4 p.m. That's going to be the end of convection right there. I have a feeling it'll blossom more than this, than dissipate. But they showed this dissipating. We go into the nighttime, it dissipates more. Finally, the morning of the 1st here, noontime. Look at that. Almost got you guys right there. So, noontime the 1st, the end of convection, the nighttime, morning of the 2nd. Look out, California, morning of the 2nd. Severe weather down here in the coastal regions, Southern California there. That'll be the noontime of the 2nd. Convection, nighttime, morning of the 3rd, noon, nighttime, morning of the 4th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 5th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 6th. See how this low's kind of sneaking in there? There's the noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 7th. Ooh, that thing was wrapping up before. It actually dissipates now. That's good. We're at noon the 7th. Watch out here, the coast, California again. Severe weather by the end of convection on the 7th. Nighttime of the 7th. Watch out up in here. See how this comes up by convection. We got a little patch right there. Even there at nighttime. Then we go into the morning of the 8th. Look at Southern California here. Morning of the 8th. Convection here by noon. There's the end of convection, South Carolina. That's the 8th. Morning of the 9th, noon, convection. And that's about it. Okay, so a couple little storms to watch out for. Got to remember we have added energy to this one. All right. Hopefully it's not too much. Hopefully our magnetic field comes back and protects us a little bit, or else it'll have a feeling it could affect these storms in severity. Okay, so there is that. Let me start Xing out of some of this stuff, and we will get to the spiritual report. Oh, boy. That's why I left that. I put a link to the Schumann resonance in last night's description. So I knew something was coming. That's why I kind of put the link to that site so you guys can check it yourself throughout the day. You know what? Let me pull that one up. I've taken some of these out of here, but I do want to pull that one back up just for a second as a reference here when we need it. The sonogram, ELF, extra low frequency sonogram. Okay, that's your Schumann resonance right there. Trying to come back to life. Okay, so we got that. All right, here we go. All right, back to this again. I've been trying to move past this, but the Lord has got it on my heart that He's like, no, we're going revisiting this. So sorry, folks, that have seen this already. This is quite an event that we had here. So much going on in here that it's disturbing, and that's why I don't like to show it too much. But for those believers, it's encouragement. It brings hope to the believer. And that's what we got at this channel. So this shouldn't phase you too much, but we do have new members in the audience. So got to do a little disclaimer. This is going to be a little shocking in what you're about to hear. You might want headphones for or whatever, but I'm going to play the message again here the best I can. What did we use last time? Oh, it was this. No, it was this. All right, go. Sorry, just doing a few little adjustments, modifications here to get another sound system going that has less bass in it so you can hear this message a little clearer. Because when we're dealing with EVPs, they are not the clearest thing in the world to hear, but it is important that you hear this one. So, like that, Lord? You sure? All right. So I'm going to do my best. Actually, this one, we're going to slow down the speed here. We're going to put this one at 0.75. The main message in the opening part here is He is the Christ that's coming quickly. So let's try to get this all set up for you guys one more time. Just bear with me. Sorry we got to do this again, but it's the Lord's will. Go. Go. So, Jesus Christ is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Let me just try that one more time. Okay, so there's your opening message. Let me do one more thing here, too, for the people who didn't hear the opening part. Okay, the opening things say Jesus is close. Jesus is close. Jesus is close. Jesus is close. The Word. He is the Christ who's coming quickly.
Go! Holy fucking shit. Oh no.
Okay. In this one, it says, let me slow it down to the very beginning of this. Okay, when the first shadow appears is right now, here. Right now, here, at the same time. Sorry, hang on. Now, let me speed it up just a little bit for you here. We want everybody to hear clearly. Jesus in the flesh. Right now. Here. Okay, so there were two messages. The opening one, Jesus is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. This segment says Jesus in the flesh right now here. Okay? Hopefully you guys heard those two messages. All right? I don't want to have to keep playing this because they're EVPs and we're not supposed to be messing around with that realm. But this is this is way more important than we have to hear those messages. All right. Now the rest of this I'm gonna mute out and I want you to just watch the last little bit here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to play the whole thing at real speed, normal speed, the whole thing through.
Oh, holy fucking shit.
Pardon the profanity.
Oh.
Wait, here.
Holy. Oh. Holy fucking shit, guys.
I think power adjust.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Alright, you notice how that person felt it and closed the door. They were shook, visibly shook, and they closed the door. They saw that flash in the sky again, and they were like, "No, no, no, I'm not. I'm out of here." They saw that right there the first time, and they were like, oh, "Wait, let me get that little speaker out of there now." All right, my bad. Oh, squeal in there. All right, so we had that event right there with the EVP captured in it. Unless you guys already know that. You wanted me to go over that again so you guys could hear it clearer. I'm gonna try to capture this image again. There we go. Let's even take the brightness out of there a little bit. That way you can see the lightning bolt. There we go. I'll get that light out of there. Blinding everything. Turn that off, I guess. There we go. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that image right there. Hopefully you heard the messages that were in there. You guys need to understand that this real event, Jesus, is close. He's here. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. He's in the flesh right now, right here. Okay, that was the message that needed to be repeated, I guess. All right, there we go, Lord. Now let's do our reading, folks. Can you see that still? All right, cool. Okay, I got a lot to read tonight, so hopefully you guys are ready for this. Did we just bump that? I need all this in the background. I just need that right there. Alrighty. Right now, here. I am with you and all around you, encircling you in golden rays of light. I always behold you face to face. Not one of your thoughts escapes my notice. Because I am infinite, I am able to love you as if you and I were the only ones in the universe. Walk with me in intimate love steps, but do not lose sight of my majesty. I desire to be your closest friend, yet I am also sovereign Lord. I created your brain with capacity to know me as friend and Lord simultaneously. The human mind is the pinnacle of my creation, but so few use it for its primary purpose, knowing me. I communicate continually through my spirit, my word, and my creation. Only humans are capable of receiving me and responding to my presence. You are indeed fearfully and wonderfully made. I am perpetually with you, taking care of you. That is the most important fact of your existence. I am not limited by time or space. My presence with you is forever promise. You need not fear the future, for I am already there. When you make that quantum leap into eternity, you will find me awaiting you in heaven. Your future is in my hands. I release it to you day by day, moment by moment. Therefore, Do not worry about tomorrow. I want you to live in this day. I want you to live in this day abundantly, seeing all there is to see, doing all there is to do. Don't be distracted by future concerns. Leave them to me. Each day of your life is a glorious gift, but so few people know how to live within the confines of today. Much of their energy for abundant living spills over the timeline into tomorrow's worries or past regrets. The remaining energy is sufficient only for limping through the day, not for living it to the full. I am training you to keep your focus on my presence in the present. I repeat, I am training you to keep your focus on my presence in the present. This is how to receive abundant life, which flows freely from my throne of grace. Let my peace protect your mind and heart. Remember that I am near and rejoice in my abiding presence. Spend ample time with me, presenting your requests to me with thanksgiving. This is the way to receive my peace that transcends understanding. This is how I guard your heart and mind. It's a collaborative, you and I together effort. You never face anything alone. For Christians, aloneness is an illusion, a dangerous one that can lead to desperation or self-pity. The devil and his underlings work hard to cloud your awareness of my presence. It's crucial for you to recognize and resist their attacks. Fight back with my powerful word, which is living and active. Read it, ponder it, memorize it, speak it. Even if you're feeling alone, you can freely talk with me, trusting that I am with you always. The longer you communicate with me, the more convinced you'll become of my nearness. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Come close to me, and I will come close to you. Love is patient. Notice that the very first adjective the Apostle Paul used to describe love is patient. I treasure this quality in my followers, even though it is not highly visible in the most 21st century depictions of love. Patient people can stay calm while enduring lengthy waits or dealing with difficult people and problems. I encourage you to examine your own life to see how you respond to waiting and difficulties. This will give you a good measure of how patient or how loving you are. Patience is listed forth in the fruit of the Spirit. My Spirit will help you grow in this important character trait, especially as you ask. Some Christians are afraid to pray for patience. They fear that I'll answer their prayer by subjecting them to severe suffering and trials. However, suffering serves an important purpose in my kingdom, and trials are not optional. They come so that your faith may be proved genuine and may result in praise, glory, and honor to me. Whew. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Quite the display the Lord is putting on for us here. And I just want to let you guys know there's going to be a lot of scary things happening coming down the future, but don't worry. Don't focus on the future. Live in today. Okay? So what if the future turns out to be messy? You're going to be in that messy future looking back going, you know what? Darn it. I wish I'd have taken advantage of that day when I had it back then. Like the last of the good old days, right? Well, if we're in the last of the good old days, might want to use them wisely, we'll say. Okay? Okay, so I think that was it for tonight. Was that it for tonight? No, you had notes. What the heck was the notes? Where'd they go? Oh boy. Oh. Nope. No notes. Just a reminder of that Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the Lord who rescues the United States of America, and in order for the Republic to stand as one nation under God, we need to be indivisible if we want liberty and justice for all. Okay, that's it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I'm already back, can't you tell?